Good afternoon, everyone. This is Sage, and welcome to this webinar. Because of this special period, we can only stay at home. And as I know, most of our clients they are still working at home because of the coronavirus. So today, uh, I think as a data visualization company, what we can do now is to help the company to manage their company during this special period. Uh, because a lot of companies they cannot start manufacturing and because people can only stay at home. So today uh, I'm going to introduce Find Report. How does Find Report works, and how can you make a dashboard via Find Report platform? And we also have the enterprises solutions for the companies uh, during this special period, and to manage the employee. I will introduce more details later. But firstly, uh, I'm going to tell you today uh, we are going to talk about these four parts. Uh, Before I can show you, before before we started, I'd like to show you. Uh, this is our official website, and from here, click the webinar, and then you can see the information about this webinar. And please scroll it down, and you will see the courseware PowerPoint. And if you click this link, and you can download the PowerPoint and the data we are going to use, because we are going to make a dashboard, so we have to have the data. Our team have collected the data and make the ETL to make the data clearly, and so you can use that kind of data to make the dashboard. Because if you don't have data, how can you make a dashboard, right? So now this is about the materials of this webinar. Okay, let's go to the courseware, and firstly I'm going to introduce myself, because if you have joined our last webinar, you will know I'm Sage, one of the regional managers of Find Report. This is our contact of our support team. And to be honest, currently we have three regional managers and in charge of different market. These are our names and contact. If you have any questions about the business or the commercial price, you can just contact our these three persons. So this is about the warming up and the contact. Generally, we are going to hold the webinar every once a month. Yeah, because last time we held the webinar one month ago. If you have not watched that videos, you can go to our YouTube channel and find reports. You can also see the playback. This is our last webinar. It's also about 2 hours. And today, because this is a live webinar, if you have any questions, you can just send your questions here. If we have time at the end of the webinar, I will do my best to answer your questions. Yeah. This is the channel for our communication. Now let's go back here. So firstly, I'm going to tell you how to deploy Find Reports to your server. But before we talk about this, I'd like to let you know how Find Report works. If you visited the Find Report introduction, you will see this is a basic architecture of Find Report in the application scenario. Actually, Find Report is a B is a BS architecture software because you can deploy the Find Report project to a web service or web containers such as the Tomcat or WebLogic. So if you deploy the project to your server and running the service, it will be a web service, and you can visit the service via browser. You have a link. Later you will know how it works. Yeah, and besides that, we also have designers. The designers are normally for the mostly for the developers, Find Report reports developers. They can connect to the server remotely via Find Report designers. Yeah. So the first part we need to do is deploy Find Report to your server. Yeah. So if you so let's see. Let's go to the download page. So in this web page, you can see Find Report version 10 download. So we support Windows. For this part are for the designers, and this is the mobile application. If you are using Windows system, you can download the designers from here. And Mac operating system is this one. And besides that, we also have the server deployment package, because in most of our clients, it's a little difficult for them to deploy the project. So our team have prepared the deployment package. You can just download the package here and upload it to your server, and then run the service directly. That's all of the tasks for the deployment. It's very easy to deploy it. So next, I'm going to let you know how to deploy the Find Report project to Windows Server and a Linux server. Firstly, you have to click this link if you are using 64-bit system. You can click here and download the deployment package, and after that, you will get a document like this. Sorry, this is Linux, and in my server, I already have one. This is the This is the Windows deployment package for Find Report. As we can see, the directories. If you click the bin and the startup BAT, if you double click this document, and it will start running the service like this. So the service on my computer is already running. I'm going to use this service in this webinar to guide you how to deploy the Find Report dashboard. This is about the Windows, and if you are using Linux, and this is the one you download it from our website, and then you can upload the package to your Linux service. This is my Linux service, just an example. So let's connect to the server. This is my server. Let's go to the. So as we can see, this is the one I have uploaded it to my server, and in this Tomcat CD, and then you will see a lot of documents. These directories are similar with the Windows, like this one. So cd to the bin, change the directory to bin, and you will see a lot of scripts. For the Linux system, this one is for the Linux system to start the service, and then you can just execute the script, and then the find report service are already running, and then you can wait about 1 minute. You can visit to your server via the link. For example, this is the IP of my server, so I'm going to use the link, this one, to visit Find Report platform. This is Find Report platform. So this is how to deploy Find Report project to the Linux server. It's pretty easy, and you don't need to do a lot of complicated configuration. But if you want to deploy it by yourself, not use this package, you can also use the Tomcat containers and then copy the web root directory and then deploy it. From here, this is the designer. This is the designer, but in the designer, let's see, this is the designer after the installation. Even in the designer, we also have the embedded project. This is the project of Find Report. You can just copy this one to the Tomcat web application directory. This one is this one actually. Yeah, they are same. So this is how to deploy the project by using Tomcat. Yeah. So it's pretty easy. And for more details, you can visit our help document. And then you can search the deploy. And then you will get the all of the documents about the deployment of Find Report. Yeah. So we are going to not talk about details about this, because if you use the deployment package, it's very easy for you. And so after we install Find Report, we will get and open the designer. We will see it in an interface like this. And if we want to switch to the remote server, from here we can click new one, and then input the IP, the port. These are the default one, and you can just input the username and password. Yeah. So we have mentioned about this in last webinars. If you want to know more details, and you can see the last webinar. We are going not mention that more. So today we are going to move to the third part, which is sorry. What happened to my mouse? This one is deployment, and if we want to, sorry, there is some mistake on my server. Wait a moment. Let's see this PowerPoint, and Okay, let's move to the third part. It's about the Find Report dashboard. So how to create a dashboard? Before we create dashboard, we need to do the research. This is the standard flow for Find Report dashboard deployment, the development. Yeah. Firstly, we need to do the research, such as about the requirements and the hardware information about the server, and the data quality you have. Actually, uh, when you want to develop a dashboard, most of the time you are devoting to the data, data preparation, because such as this dashboard about the coronavirus, we have a lot of data source, but the data quality is not good. So we use a multiple data source and then make the ETL. ETL means extract, transform, and load to get the data we want to get, we want to use. This is about the research. If the data quality is not very good, you need to think about other solutions to make the data quality higher, and then you can develop a dashboard. The second part is about prototyping. This is about the layout of the designer. Third is the design, such as the style, the UI, and the color, and etc. Then we need to debug the dashboard to see if there are any problems about the vision and interaction or the animation. So after the debugging, if there are no problems and no questions about the dashboard, you can deploy it to the Find Reports platform or Data Authority, and you can do a lot of other things. Yeah, so let's move to that. Let's talk about more details. The first part is about data research. Because this is only a webinar, we will not talk about the hardware. I'm going to use my PC to show you. These parts we are mostly talk about the data. This is the data we have. This is what I have mentioned at the beginning of this webinar. You can download the courseware and the data from our official website. After that, you will get this data. There are six tables. These two tables are for the newest data, means today's data about the coronavirus, and these two tables are about the history data, because we need to do a trend, a line chart for the trend. So we need the history data. And what's the use of these two-dimension tables? Because we are going to develop a map. We're going to show the data on a map. For example, every country have their own name, but from the history data or the current data, we have the country name, but the country name may be different from the map in Find Report. So we need a dimension data to combine the two tables. We call it join that two tables, and then we use the map province name or map country name to show the data in the Find Report dashboard. So the next one is about the prototype, and actually we can also call it a blueprint. So we need to know what kind of information we are going to show and what kind of charts we are going to use. So this is the blueprint of today's dashboard. So in the center, we are going to put some map charts for the world or for China and other charts. Here we are going to put it a line chart for the trend of every countries of the world. Here we are going to use the word cloud to show the top 10 death countries, and here we use the bar chart to show the top top 10 confirmed countries. This is the scoring list to show the all of the countries about the confirmed and current confirmed death numbers. So these three cards are for the confirmed and cured or death. So this is our blueprint of the dashboard. And then we can move to the design, such as the style, the color. Maybe you prefer the black color, white color. You can change the background color. Also the font size and the font style. Also the animation. Maybe this is the scroll down. This is the score list for the country's data. You don't like you want to set the speed of the scoring list quicker. You can define the animation by yourself. So this is the performance of today's dashboard. And before we start to develop the dashboard, I'm going to show you how it looks like. Actually, this is the dashboard that I already developed. So we can just preview it here, and as you can see, sorry. As you can see, these are the top 10 confirmed countries. These are the death numbers of the top 10 countries. This is the world map for today's data. If we move the mouse here, you can see the confirmed count of the coronavirus in every countries. As we can see, if we don't click any countries, the data is showing the world, means all of the data. So as we can see, the data yesterday is about 300,000 people are confirmed. So if we click one countries, you can see confirmed death trend of United States is well dynamically changed. So I'm going to let you know how to deploy a dashboard like this to make the linkage of the map and line chart. So this is about the linkage about the dashboard. Here is now about the world. They are different. As we can see, the number is different because currently the confirmed number in China is about 5,000, and for other countries maybe more serious, because our government have taken great solution to control the coronavirus. And then you can see the China. This is the all of the confirmed numbers of China. As we can see, in the center of China is very serious because this is Hubei province, and the capital of this province is Wuhan. Maybe most of you have known this city because of this coronavirus. Yeah. But to be honest, in my personal preview and a personal opinion, China is the most serious affected in this coronavirus. But I'm not sure if China is the source of this coronavirus. We need to trust the research. Yeah. So let's move to now. As we can see, the condition in China is much better than before, but in the center, in the Hubei province, is still very serious. Other province, some of our province have been clean. It's about the ROS chart. Here in this ROS chart, we show the top 50 confirmed countries. I will let you know how to deploy a ROS chart like this, how to develop a ROS chart like this. Maybe most of you have seen this scoring list the first time you see this dashboard, how to make it score down automatically. Actually, we can just use the JavaScript to control the speed and to control the appearance of this list. Yeah. So that's all about this dashboard. So now let's going to move to the designer to let you know how to develop the dashboard uh, about the coronavirus for the world. Uh, Maybe you have the questions. Why do you only develop the dashboard about the map about the world and China? What about other countries? Because in the data we only have the data for the world and China. If you have the data for your own countries, and I'm glad if you can share the data, I'm glad to guide you how to develop the dashboards for your own country. Yeah, so because of the restriction of the data source, we can only develop the map for the world and China. Before we talk about that, we need to know if you have downloaded the data from the from our official website, you need to define a connection and name it coronavirus, and select the database type as SQLite, and the URL is this one. But before that, you need to copy this document to here, the file report project directory. For example, web application, web root, and help. Help. This is the database we have for the coronavirus. So here I'm using this URL to connect to the database about the coronavirus. Because today we only have 2 hours. As we can see, 30 minutes have passed, and we are going to let you know how to develop a file report dashboard. There are already a lot of SQL scripts. We are going to not write that script one more time. We are going to just use the SQL script in this dashboard. So let's new a dashboard. And according to our blueprint of the dashboard, so what we need is to design the dashboards firstly. So as we can see, these are the report block, and these are the charts. These are the widget. And today we are going not to use. We don't need the widget. We only need the block and chart. We set the layout as adaptive layout. There are 2 options: absolute layout and adaptive layout. I think most of the developers know the differences between these 2 layouts. Yeah. So today we are going to use the adaptive layout. Firstly, we drag the report block here and name it to title. Yeah. And then we need one more, because as we can see, there are a lot of tabs. So we need a tab block. We also need a tab block, and drag it here and adjust the size of the title. Okay, and then we need a bar chart, right, on the left side. This one, the bar chart. Bar chart, yeah, this one. And then we need a word cloud. word cloud, I think it is we can just drag it here and adjust the type. If you cannot see the word cloud here, you can just drag any one of them here, and if you edit it, you can see the type. You can change the type word cloud. That is, and then we drag this to the top. And this one, we also need a line chart to here. Resize it. This one. If you think it's too difficult to control it, you can just click it and set the width and height here directly, such as this one. We may need 200. Yeah, this one 260. This one we also set it as 200. Oh, sorry, I clicked it. Wait a moment. This one is the word cloud, and I think this one is the bar chart. And the height, the width. So the height of this one, the word cloud should be 200. Yeah, and this title, it's a little difficult to manage the layout, right? And the height. And we drag another report block here. And then this one is too high. Just delete this one. Then we also need a card. Card actually is also another report block. And then we can scroll down list, report block, and bar chart. Oh, I know what happened. Actually, we need to make the width maybe 600. Okay, I think it's too tab layout. Because the adaptive layout is a little difficult to control, we can change it to the absolute layout, and from here we can move it you can move it directly to here. So it will be more easy to control it. So we need to be more patient. Just now, line chart. And another one to here, we change it to the word plot. Okay, and this is another report block. It's about the what about these three cards, number cards. This one we name it to the detail list. Right? The height will be, for example, 400, and move it here. Okay, this is the title. So we have finished the blueprint of the reports, right? But we have 5 tabs, so we can click edit about the tab block, right? And add 4 more tabs. This one we name it to the word. This is the widget name, and the title should be word. And the second one, word now. And the third one, title 2. Title 2 is China. And the fourth one is the China now. The last one is growth chart. Yeah. And the title, we can just use this title, click it, and select all, copy. From here we can just merge it, and paste it here. Okay, and back to the form. Save it, just such as the coronavirus. We are going to use another name. Save it. If you preview it, you can see the dashboard like this, but because we have not filled any data in it, from the world, we can drag another map. This one maybe. Okay, and we can set the actually this one should also be a map. China is another map. China now is still a map. And the rows chart actually is a pie chart. Sorry, China rows chart. Added. Actually, it's a rows chart. This one we don't need it. We can from here the tab layout, tab panel, tab 4. Edit this one, select it the rows chart as a pie chart, and then we the next step is prepare the data. Okay, the first one we didn't drag it. So now, as we can see, in every tabs we have the charts, right? For the world map, the world now, we have the database. We have a data set as this one, the newest world confirmed. So if we preview the data, you can see all of the data about the world. So we can just copy this one in this report, in this template, paste it, name it as world now. So we can edit the world map. We select the boundary as world, the G's background as the black one. Okay, and then we can move to the data parts, bend the data to the world now. The area name is the map country name. This is just we mentioned before. Here we have the dimension table for the map names. So we use the map name because some of the country's name from the original data cannot match the map of final report. So we use the map data. And the series name, we name it. We are going to use the confirmed count. Save it, and then now, if we refresh it, we can see a lot of data already filled in the background. Now we can change the style of it, such as the title we don't need it, and the legend we use another one. Maybe we should use the red. We should use the red one. But actually, like the dashboard in this one. Sorry. In this one, as we can see, the legend is different because this is the default style. We use the bar to show the legends. If you don't like this one, you can customize it here, and you can set it as a section. You can set it as section, and customize it. So we set the color as red. So the first value should be 1 and 100. Maybe we should set it as 1000. and then 5,000, and then 10,000. Set it as 50,000, 100,000. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So this is, as we can see, the legends here, it will show like this, and the position of the legends, you can also change it to the bottom, and save it. So we can see it's different, but now we can see it's too difficult to see it, right? From here, you can set it shows only key, so we can customize it here, such as in the label. Sorry. Here, the label format, you can change it. This one, we need to actually we need to change it to this one, and, because this is the JavaScript. Some of the front-end developers, they know this. The front value to the value, and we can see, yeah. Now we already changed it to the key format, right? The size, we can make it smaller. Yeah. This is for the world map, and let's move to the line chart. From the line charts, we have one parameter. As we can see, the data we use in the line chart is this one, trend, the trend of the countries. So here, if we see the SQL script, it's a little difficult. I'm going to let you know how to show all of the data about the world. If we have not clicked any one of the countries, because we use the if condition. This is the parameter name of the country, the parameter of the country name. If the country name, the length of the country name is equals to 0, we will do nothing. If the country name is not empty, we will add another more condition to query the data from the database. Means the map country name equals to the country name. So we did it like this. So it can show the country's data dynamically here. Let's back to the designer, and then move it here. The line chart. You can set it as trend. This is the parameter name. I need to copy this one. Okay, and then actually this chart 0 is the trend. Okay, and how to make the linkage of the map to the chart, to the line chart. You can click the map, and then at here special effect, click add button, select the current form object, select the trend chart, and add a new one, the parameter here. Okay. is the country name. The value is the, I think is the server's name. Oh, I think it's area name. Area name is the country's name. So we need to select it as area name. And then we here refresh it. Oh, sorry, we have not been any data of the line charts. The data we set it as string, and the category let it as null. Category I think is the date. Date. Yeah. And the series name, actually we have 4 series here, right? We have 4 series. So if we use embedded file value, we can only set 1 series. So we use another one, is this one. Click it. We select as the confirmed count and current confirmed count, and the other one is the dead count. What about the other? Confirmed current, confirmed dead count, and keyword count. Okay. So set the keyword count. So the chart shows like this. but but maybe this is not what you are expected, because it's not as beautiful as this one. But don't worry, we just need adjust the style of it, right? So for example, the title we are going to use is this one. We use the function, so we can see this also. The trend of now we are going to use the parameter name as country name plus in 2020, and size of it we can set it as 10, and the color we set it as white. We cannot set it gray. Okay, set it as gray, and actually the background of the body we have not set it. We need to set it the body of the dashboards as black and transparent as maybe this value. Apart of that, this one I think it should be this one, because of the resolution of my computer is this one. So that is why just now you see the reports is smaller. Right? Here, this is the data about the dashboard. If we click this one, you will see the data have been changed, and also the title have been changed. So now let's move to the charts, the line charts. The style is about, next one is about the legend. set it as here on the top of the the chart. The label, use label, series and value. The series line style, we may don't need the line of the maybe I mean the background of the. Oh, sorry. This one should be line and also the point style. You can add another point. This one. You can show the preview of the performance. Set it as 1. The ethics. Maybe you don't like the ethics. Y-axis. This is X-axis. So we can cancel the Y-axis. So we hide it. The X-axis should be. You can see this is not clear. So we can also modify the rotation of the axis to 30 degrees, and the size of the axis make it smaller. So this is how it shows, but the label, we need to cancel this one, and even the value, okay, the value we cancel it, and the top tip we use, okay, we use this one, so keep it. If we click, oh my god, what happened? So as we can see, the chart looks like this. If we move the mouse to the chart, it will show the data of the point. Right. Okay, so this is how to modify the appearance of the charts. So because of the time, as we can see, we only have 1 hour. So we are not to show them step by step. Just copy that template here and data set here and paste it. For example, from the line chart, I already told you how to modify the style, and for other charts, actually they are similar, and you can also change the background, change the ASICs, and change the tooltip, series, and label. So they are almost the same. For example, for the bar chart, as we can see, the style, they are similar with the line chart and the word plot. It's very similar. Yeah. So let's move to the map, and now we need to edit the word. Actually, I prefer copy this map directly to the word now. This one you don't need it, and paste it, because all of the formats we have defined just now. So we just need to bend it to another data, such as the newest word confirmed, and I think the other one should be, let's see, the word now. They are using the data for the it's also using this map. Okay, so we copy this script. So these are all of the current data for all of the countries in the world. So we can new another. Another data set, yeah, and then we can bend the data to the change another one. This also be confirmed because the data is different. This confirmed, as you can see the SQL script, we already used the confirmed count minus the keyword count and minus the date count. This means the current confirmed count. Okay, save it, and then we can just preview, refresh it. Sorry, there are some other problems. I think maybe because of the layout. Because of the layout, so the data didn't show in this tab, but no problem. I'm going to I think let's use a copy of this one, because actually this dashboard I have developed it for about it cost me about 2 hours to develop this dashboard, but I only spent more time to adjust the style and the layout. So because today the layout we have set it as absolute layout. If we change it to adaptive layout, it will show more clear. So I think because of the time, we can save it as the copy and introduce the dashboard I already created. Save as a copy. So this is the copy of the dashboard. This one. For example, in the trend here, the style of the title, I have changed the title as the red. The legend I already introduced. The label, we didn't use the label because if we use the label, there will be a lot of data here. It will be more difficult for us to see it clearly. Okay, and then move to the designer. The axis we have we show the x-axis, but the y-axis we have hide it. And for example, this one for the score down list, we use the detail list data for every countries. So these are the data, and then the other how it's scored down. Because we have set event here, the JS JavaScript. For example, if I delete this one, delete the JavaScript code, you will see it will not scroll down automatically because I have deleted that one. So if we add it here, if you use this script code, you don't need to change anyone. You just need to change the widget's name as country list, because this list, the report block is country list. So you just need to change the country list, the widget name as country list. So that's all of the script. Actually, we are going to share this template after this webinar. But if you want to get the template, I am going to let you know. Actually, you need to fill in questionnaire, and then you can get the template we are going to share. So in the questionnaire is the advice of our webinar, and also your email. We are going to send you the template to your email address here. If you input your email here, we will send you the template to the emails. Okay, that's how we are going to share the template. I didn't save it. So it's back. Actually, the World Now and the China Now, they are same with the other map. They are same, just because of the data is different, and the horizon, the scope of the map is different. For example, for the China map, if we click edit, the map we are using China, but not the world. We're using China, so we just need to change the map border. For other maps, for example this one, we're using the world map. So that's the differences. Okay, so next one is about the, I think it's about the rows chart, right? In the rows chart, for example, if I use the rows chart, if I click the rows chart, and you can see we have bent the data, but here the data is much more different. We are using self data. Why we use self data? We don't use the, where is the cell? The cell is report 1. Which one is the report 1? You can click this one. You can see here, this is the report 1, right? There are to hide, we have hide the data. This is the data we are going to use for the pie charts. The pie chart data is this one. If we preview the data, this data is about the top 50 countries for the country for the world. But if we use the data directly, as we can see in China, there are about 50,000 confirmed patents, and the last one for Peru is about only 400. So if you use the pie chart directly here, you can see China will be a half of the pie chart, but Peru, you will not see it. It's very small. It will be very, very small. So we will not use this data directly. We're going to use another data. So from here, the advanced, we are use another function. This is the line function. LAN. So there are a lot of embedded functions, such as this one. If we use this function, the value will be smaller. So the performance of the rows chart, it shows like this. China is the first one, and the last one is Mexico, but they can be still see in the pie chart. So that's why we use the cell data. The cell data is this one. This is the report 1 block, right? from this is the A3 cell and B3 cell. So here we are using the data for the pie chart. We are using the series as reports one A3 cell and the value is B3 cell. In the center of the pie chart is empty. Why? Because we have set the style of the charts. For example, here the inner rotation is 30. So if we delete it, you can see it will change. So it will be much more different than before. Maybe if you will ask me how from the label here, if we just show the label, refresh it. This is not the original label because this is the value. This is not the original value. This is the value have been transformed by the function, right? How to show the original value? Just now, if we use the custom, so this is another function of the JavaScript. So if we use math.exp, it will calculate the value back to the original value. So if we use this one, we can see the data of this label is the true value, not the value calculated by the function. This is about the rows chart. For example, for the death top 10 countries, if we move it here, you can see the data is about we are still using the bar charts because in the bar charts we have the value for confirmed and keyword and death count. So for the bar chart we are using I think we are using this file. For the word cloud we are using this file. Even the style, for example, the title and we didn't show the legend, and the series we set it as means the color is red, and because for example in this part the first color is the biggest word, and the second one is the second big word, such as this one, as we can see in the dashboard. For example, there are about 7,000 people in Italy have died. So the biggest value is black, and the second is China. So the top 10, the value of the top 10. The color of the top 10 cloud, word cloud, are the colors in this part. You can also, if you click the color, you can change it to another color. You customize. If you don't like the customize, you can change to another default embedded color. For example, this one. We change it. We have changed it. So refresh it. So the color has been changed, right? Let's move to the bar chart. The bar chart is this one. The data is the same one as the word cloud. The style is the same. So the series, the color we are using the red color, right? If we change change it to another one, maybe bright. So it has changed the color of the reports of the chart. Also the ASICs, we don't need to mention it anymore. So the next one is about the label. The label actually, as we can see, there is a comma. This is the comma in the value. How did we set it? Because here we have set the value format. The format is this one. If we don't set it, we set it as this one. So you can see the comma has disappeared. Right? Maybe you have seen it. Here, there is another bar. Why? Because just now we in this part, the height of this row is 0 before, so we just need to hide it to set it. The height of this row is 0. Yeah, like this one. So also we can click this one about the effective number of the affected countries number. So the number cards here. Oh, actually, it's not this one. Effective number is this one. We have count all of the countries number from the today's world data, right? So we get a value. For example, we got this value, and then we actually check the number. It's here. If I change the color of the text, you will see it. For example, change it this one. But how can we show it? There are 194 countries. How to show other characters except this number? Because we have set the, if we double click it, here in the advanced tabs, we have customized the display. The value is equals to this one. There are $3. The $3 means the current value. If we from here, these are a lot. There are a lot of embedded parameters. $3 means sorry, $3 means the current value. So we can see this sentence here. Actually, the update time is the same. The update time is on the left corner. This one. If we double click, you can see this is a formula actually. Update time is today. This is how to set the label, how to set these two labels. Yeah. So now we have finished we have finished the introduction of the development for the Find Reports dashboard, and from here there is another tip. So for example, if we disable these three series, you can see there is only one chart. If we click this one, there are no line charts. Click any one of them. You can see all of the series at the same time. Actually, you can also see one of the any of them at the same time. because for example, for the dead count, the dead count is much smaller than the current confirmed count or the confirmed count. So you cannot see the trend of the death. But if you disable other three, you will see the trend of the trend of the death count. Oh, I forgot to introduce the number cards. Okay, let's move to the number cards. Here, this is the number cards. We set the color of the background by using this from here. So also the color of the text can be set here. The number cards, we use number cards here. The data, we have get all of the data from the data table about today. So we have some all of the data for today, or the confirmed count, keyword count, and dead count. This is how to set the number cards. Actually, I prefer use the adaptive layout, because as we can see just now, we use the absolute layout. It cannot show correctly. This is what I have not expected. And because if our project team, they have a lot of experience, they know about the details, because I am one of the sales team, so I'm so sorry for the mistake. But to be honest, it's very convenient for you to develop a dashboard, because you can customize it by yourself. Actually, you may have seen a lot of dashboards. To be honest, FineReport is, I think, is the most flexible one, because the style and the data source you can customize by yourself, not restricted by the software itself. Even the data source, you can use another type of the database of the data source. So today, the dataset we are using the query dataset from the database. And if you want to explore more about this dashboard, we are glad to share this dashboard for you. And the data you can download from our official website. We will update the data every day. The data now, this is the newest data for today. We will update the data once every day, and then upload the data to our official website. And then next one, I think, is about the data entry form. Because we have the solution I have not mentioned. The solution is, firstly, you need to have the data. The data, you can get the data from other channels, but you can also get the data by FineReport, because we have data entry form. This is actually one of our advantages comparing with other reporting tools. The data entry means you need to submit and import the data to the database, and then create a dashboard according to the submitted data to analyze it. I give you an example. Over the past 2 months, all of our employees of Fireman. Fireman is our company's name. We have worked at home for about 2 months because of the coronavirus. We are not allowed to go out, and even the building of our company is blocked. So we have to work at home. But now the condition in China is much better than before. We actually all of our employees have gone to the headquarters and the branch offices to start working. So we only spend 2 days to manage or arrange all of the tasks for the recovery of our working. How can we do that? Um, how can we do that quickly? Because before the recovery of before our employee back to the company, we have create a data entry dashboard, which means this one, such as this one, the travel working plan, and you need to submit your name, department, phone number, and the current location, and your estimated back time, and then we get the data. We get about 1,000 items from this data entry form, and then our company creates another dashboard for the company's running, and then we analysis where are our employees in China. In the map we can see that, and then we can see more details about our employee, and then because we have the estimated back time, so we can see the picture of the Spring Festival routine. If we get this data, and then our company can prepare in advance, such as the masks and other necessary equipment to accept the new employees. The condition in China of the coronavirus is much better than before, but we have to be more serious about it. So even in our company, we are wearing a mask. We are wearing the mask working. So we need to prepare enough materials and enough supply to accept the employees back. So our company can take the action in advance according to the data we have. This is only one case of our application. This is about the recovery of the work, and I'm going to introduce more about the application scenarios about the data entry and dashboards. Actually, I'd like to use data entry plus dashboards is equals to the solution for the enterprises during this coronavirus period. So this is the flow. Just like the dashboard, the first part is about the research of the requirements. What kind of data you want to get? Yeah, and then according to the requirements, you can design a table to receive the data. For example, this one is about the working plan and the ID, name, department, phone number, right? So you can design a database table to receive the data, and then you need to design the report form. For example, you also need to deploy one for the mobile application, right? And then after that, you need to debug it. For example, you need to submit the data for test if the database table received the data or not. After the debugging, you can deploy it to the server and set the authority for all of your employees and ask them to submit their own data about their working plan. And after that, after you received the data, you can make a dashboard and then see and make the data visualization. According to the data visualization, you can make a lot of decisions. So that is the flow for the data entry form, and the use of it is to create a dashboard and then help you to make the decision. So today we will take about 10 minutes to create report, data entry report, data entry form. So here, for example, we can new general report. For example, this one we set the column width. This part is about the design. Column width 2 millimeters, and then we can set it name value, and this one column width 2, and then the template, we can set the template to data entry report, right? And report setup, and this is the size of the report, but we don't need to set it, and we just need to set the widget, because now we need the widget to receive the input, to receive the data. For example, in this table, you need to input your name, department, right? So we are going to design a template like this. So firstly, for example, the title, we can merge the title and input some important messages here. The background, we can set it as blue. And this is about the working plan. Okay. This is the title, and then we can set it as the height, row height, maybe 2 millimeters, and input the value here as name. The other one, row height, is 2 millimeters, and then the department. Which one is the next one? The next one is about the phone number, right? We can use contact, and then is the current location. Current location, and then we can add a new row. Is the have you ever been to Wuhan? Wuhan is the source of the coronavirus in China. And then another one is which one? And I think it's Hubei province. Okay. And contact with patent. Actually, this one we set it as . not. Make it wider. Okay. And the last one I think is the last one is about the estimated return time. Return date. Okay, this is about the label. So the name here, we actually, if the reporter are using find report system, you can just use the find username. This is the embedded parameter. The user will not use, don't need to input their username because it will show the username automatically. And the department, you can use another widget. It's about you can see the drop-down box, and then we need to bend it to the data dictionary. The data dictionary we already have from DB coronavirus. Select the database table. We already have a dimension data for the department. This is for the test. For example, this one, DIM department, we have this data for the department. Okay, so we select the actual value and display value as department name. So the users can select the data directly from here. And the contact, we can set it as another one is text. The current location is text. And to Wuhan or not, you can set it as the checkbox. I think it's checkbox or drop down. Use this one. Okay. And the dictionary, we can use another as the customized. You can set it as yes. Display is yes, and no. Okay, and then we can to Hubei or not. We copy this one, paste it here, because these two are same. Two are not. So this one is also the same. Paste it. The return date. You can select the widget as date. Okay, so the default format are date. If you want to select the date, the time, you can set this one. But now we are going to set the date, and then okay, and then we have finished the design. Save it. Okay, and then here, if we this one, if we preview it, this is the data entry preview. So we can see the format like this, and for more, if you want to get, because now you cannot see any of the widgets before you click it. So we can show the widget here from the web attributes, the data entry settings. Here we use the individual set for the report. This is another option is display widgets directly. Enable it and save it. Then we refresh it. As you can see, you will see the widget here. And for example, the department is select finance, and contact is this one, and current location is Shanghai. Okay, and to or not, yes or no. Okay, so select the date, the estimated return date. We click submit. Okay, because why it shows like this? Because we have not bend the cells to the database table we already created, because we create the table working plan, right? We have not connect the cells to the tables, so we don't know where we should submit this data. So now we can set the data entry attribute here. Click a new one, select the first one, select the DB as the coronavirus, the table is the working plan. Okay, and then we can smart add all the files. As we can see from here, the ID, actually the ID should generate automatically. So we use a formula UUID. This means it will generate an ID automatically. Okay, and also set it as key. The name, such as the phone number, current location, actually we can bend the value to the column. For example, we can add smart add cells. So the second one is the name, right? And the department is this one. Click it. The phone number is the contact. The current location is this one. To Wuhan or not. To Hubei province. Contact patent and return time. Okay. As we can see, there are still two columns. We can, because the update time we need it generate automatically, so we use another formula. Now means the time the user submitted the data. The update user, we can use another formula, such as the find username. Okay. So we have finished the data entry attribute, and click it, save. Okay, and then we can refresh it. For example, select finance, contact. Okay, and current location, Shanghai. No. Why I select no? Because if I select yes, maybe the company will ask me, don't go back to the company, stay at home. But we have to tell the truth. Okay, and submit it, so it shows success. And then we can back here, the working plan. You can see we have received one of the records from the end users. This is for the end users. If they want to use the mobile application, actually we can set it as the mobile application reports. Okay, and then actually why I set one more column here. I think we need to make it more beautiful and give it and set the background. Okay, and here the row height 2 millimeters, and the background is this one. Okay, and then, from the server platform management, and we can add from here at the directory. You can add one more complete. We set the working plan mobile. Next one, we set it as the data entry for mobile. Okay, and then if I use my mobile application, let me check if I can share my application. Okay, and then I think we have to change the height, maybe make it higher, and row height is 10. Because the appearance of my cell phone is not user-friendly, so I need to adjust the highlight. Row height is about because I'm remoting my PC. It's not easy to control it. 10. Row height is this one, 10. And I think we need to add more lines between the items, among the items. For example, we can set the border. Select this blanket rows. Actually, this is the design. So if you have more patience, you can design it more beautiful. The style, you can set it as line, and the color is the gray. The border, no, and only sets, I think it sets on the top. Okay. So now we have finished the design, and then I'm going to show it and show my PC, show my mobile application. So we can new screen recording. Oops, sorry. Made a mistake. Fail. Yeah, this is my my iPhone. So this is the working plan and form I already created. So here, as we can see, the appearance looks like this. If you don't like the design, you can change it on the server side. For example, this we need to make it bigger. Or change the alignment. Maybe you prefer the alignment on this one, like this. And from here we can see, if we refresh it, you can see it, and then we can, for example, select the value. I think on the left side is better. Okay. Let's back and refresh it to select the data. Finance, contact. Okay, location is Wuxi headquarters, and no. Return date is maybe at the end of this month, so I can submit it. Click this button to submit it. I can see at the back end refresh it, you can see there is one more records. Right? So this is how it works about the data entry reports. And actually, you can design very beautiful data entry reports. This is only one example. Yeah. So after, for example, there are a lot of users. Maybe all of your companies, people are listed here, and here in the directory you can also set this form authority. Maybe this we can rename it. Working plan. Okay, and then we can set the permission, set the authority. You can set the permission quick configuration, the working plan. We can enable all of the people for a company, and then all of the people in your company will see these reports. For example, if I use another user to log into the system, let's back here, logout. I'm going to use another account. So I'm going to show you so another account is oh sorry, I just now I think I should set this one permission technical sorry quick configuration. I should set this one. Okay, and then back it. Working plan, department, and users such as Anna. Okay, I didn't enable it. Okay, then we can back to the mobile application. You can see there is a working plan, and if we click it, you can see this username is show it directly. You don't need to input it because you are already one user of the system. So this is how is the data entry report works. And now I'm going to show you some of the using some of the dashboards we already have, because this is because we are a Chinese company, so all of the solutions now we have is about Chinese, but because Find Reports is a very flexible and easy to use tool, so if you want to develop an English language template, it's very quick to develop it. And then here we can see the demos for the enterprises companies during this coronavirus period. Because the network is a little slow, let's wait it for a moment. Maybe we can use this is faster, so we can see the demo of the solution. So because it's Chinese, I can translate it to English directly. Options. This is Chinese. Translated. I think it will be it will be easier for you to understand. For example, currently we have solutions for the school, hospital, enterprises, and outbreak situation, and even for the communities. Uh, because in China, why China can control the coronavirus? Because in every community in China, uh, the people are not allowed to go out because the government uh, will send maybe 4 or 5 workers to the community to ask to tell them and and sit at the gate of the community. And once there is any person go out, they will tell them don't go out because the coronavirus outside is very serious. And in this condition, they have submit a lot of data every day about the community. So we have the solution for community, and for the enterprises, for example, remote office monitoring. This means uh, this is the dashboards, and if you are working at home, you have to let the company know when did you start work and when stop the work. So you can use the data entry report to submit your working condition. For example, uh, the daily health report. The company will ask you to submit a data every day about your body conditions. So home offices, environment, telecom at home application. So this is the data entry form for the for your working. So you can submit the data about your working conditions. The last one is remote attendance. Means just like I said, today when did you start working and when you stop working. So this is about time attendance about your work. And after the company receive your data about time attendance every day from the employees, they can create a dashboard to show the working conditions of all of the companies. So actually we have more solutions. If you have any requirements, please ask us for help. And because this special period, we can only develop the project and customize it for your company remotely. Yeah, we can negotiate about your requirements and your data and yeah, set up about that. So this is the very important solution for the company because the company cannot manage the company well, but by using this tool, you can get the real-time data of your company's status. So that is what we we'd like to share, and we expect we hope this solution can help the companies manage the company well, and because in China actually a lot of companies have been bankrupt because they cannot manage it well during the coronavirus outbreak. So this is the solution I'd like to share. So today we have spent 2 hours and about this scenario. I'm so sorry for the accident of the report template about this one. But we are going to share these reports and let you know how to last but not least, I'm going to let you know how to use this template. If you for example, firstly you need to define a data connection. I already said that at the beginning of this webinar. uh, and name the test connection is coronavirus. Don't change it to another name, because we use all of the data sets from here. We are using the coronavirus. It will save to the template, save the name, data connection name to the template. So if you want to deploy this template to your server, don't change the data connection name. You just name it as the same name, coronavirus. Okay, and then you just need to copy this template to the reportlet directory, which means reportlet here. Yeah, and don't worry if you don't know how to deploy it or how to upload the template to your server. Just ask us, and we will send you a document to let you know more details about how to use it, how to use the template today. And but please remember and let us know if you have submitted the questionnaire of today's webinar. And because in the webinar you need to submit your email, and after we receive your email, we will send you the template and the data to you. Yeah. That's all for today's webinar. And because of the time, I don't have time to to answer all of your questions. But because we have the support team, and as we can see from the very start of this PowerPoint, you can see a lot of contacts. This is me, Sage. Sage is in charge of EMEA and India market. EMEA means Africa, Europe, Middle East, and yeah, that's kind of market, and India. Luis is in charge of APAC, means Southeast Asia, and Twister is manager of North and South America. So you can just ask us the questions about today's webinar, and we also have our technical support team, and you can this is our contact. All of these contacts are available via WhatsApp, and you can just contact us anytime, and we will do our best to support you and let you know, give you more guidance about the dashboard development. Yeah. Thank you for that today. Bye for now. I wish you have a great day, and please remember, don't go outside, and stay at home. Stay at home is the most safe solution against the coronavirus, because this is the appearance from China. Thank you.